New York Republican Congressman Chris Collins isn't quite so adamant about this. Congressman, you're not necessarily an automatic no vote, right? So tell me where you stand.
Yeah, no, just the opposite, Neil. What we're talking about is economic growth, explosive 3.5% year over year economic growth that will in 20 years double our economy to $40 trillion. And I want my children and grandchildren to participate 20 years from now in a $40 trillion economy where we have grown our way out of the deficit and debt debacle we face today. There's a sign in my office that says, "In God we trust, all others bring data." I've been running the numbers, and I have to respectfully disagree with some of my New Yorkers who are opposed to this and saying, run the numbers, the $24,000 standard deduction. Look at the shifting of the lower bracket numbers, the fact that in most cases, the higher income people have already been losing 80% of their itemized deductions. That's how the current tax code works. But also, if you have a house valued $500,000 or less, what you were taking in itemized deductions of $18,000 to $20,000, you currently have a $24,000 standard deduction. So in my district, Neil, less than 2% of the homes are valued over $500,000. So this SALT deduction that is not going to be allowed on the state income tax or capped on mortgage at $1 million, or for new houses $500,000, or in the case of property taxes at $10,000. It doesn't even apply. It doesn't even apply.
You're in upstate New York. I don't mean to minimize that, but Dan Donovan around the the Staten Island area where the homes are a lot pricier and the taxes are a lot higher. And if his constituents aren't able to write that off, even with the $10,000 property tax deduction, and even with the doubling of the standard deduction to $24,000, that ain't going to cover it. That's just simply not going to cover it. I guess should more be done here to ensure there isn't sort of like a prison break of your colleagues who say, look, no, I can't support this.
Well, what I'll tell you, Neil, is when you look at the change in the brackets and the 24,000, and you look at the firefighters, and I don't want to sit here and argue with one of my fellow members, but the homes on Staten Island are not $5 million homes. And if you look at the current SALT deduction, and then you look at the shift.
Ultimately, this is people look at this, I think, Congressman, what is it going to save me? What is it going to pay? Let's say it's even a wash in some of the cases you lose, but a lot of them crunch the numbers, and even on those differentials I talked about, regardless of the value of their home, regardless of that, where mortgages and taxes are a lot higher than in your particular district, not across the board, but in many cases. And they're saying, I have to go back to my constituents and sell them on a tax cut they're really not getting, and some of them might pay more. You can understand where they're coming from. It's a no-brainer.
No, it's not going to happen. That's the point. Yes, there are a few hedge fund managers. No.
These aren't hedge funds managers. These are people who are just, average middle-class folks who are going to be hit by this.
No, they're not. They're not going to be. These people are deducting.
I spent 2 hours yesterday going through the math. I swear to God I did. And I tell you, it's hitting more people than you know. It's not just the rich. It's hitting a lot of people. Now, you're right. They might address that. But do you think if they don't address that, just selling them on the economic boom to come from this is going to be enough to seal the deal?
Well, we may get some no votes, but I'll have to respectfully disagree, because most of the folks on Staten Island, if they are using itemized deductions, they're perhaps in the $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 range.
So you think for them, with the double standard deduction, some of this, and that is going to be enough for them to feel compelled?
Well, they're going to save money because the brackets, Neil, have shifted tremendously.
Okay. We shall see. Sir, thank you very, very much.